This is the realme Narzo 50. If you guys didn't know, Narzo is Realme's affordable gaming phone series, and this one will cost you just 699 ringgit or $165 for the base model. That's pretty cheap. So is this the best budget gaming phone in the market? Let's find out. As you've probably already seen from the title of this video, this is marketed as a gaming phone. So my focus for this video will be more on just the gaming aspects of the Narzo 50. We're gonna go over three main specs that make this a gaming ready phone: the display, the processor and gaming, and finally the battery and charging. First off, we have the display. Now I'll be honest, I like the display on this a lot more than I expected to, especially considering that it's an LCD display. We get a 6.6-inch Full HD Plus IPS LCD display with 120Hz of refresh rate. You get a screen-to-body ratio of 90.8%, which is really nice for that immersive experience when you're both gaming or consuming content. We also have a touch sampling rate of 180Hz, which I'll talk more about in the gaming section later. Very impressive viewing angles, far better than I expected within this price range. The 120Hz for navigation through the phone, social media, usage in general just feels really nice and smooth. Colors on the display also look really nice, with support for full HD content in things like YouTube and Netflix, which is great to have apart from just the gaming aspect. Next, we've got the processor, performance, and the gaming. This is what it really comes down to. People who want really good performance without spending a lot of money. We get the Helio G96 gaming processor with 4 or 6 gigs of LPDDR4X RAM. Storage on here is either 64 gigs or 128 gigs UFS 2.1, which is extendable. An interesting addition to this budget device is the advanced dynamic RAM expansion technology. This allows the 6 gigs of RAM to be extended by 5 GB of RAM to give you extremely smooth operations when gaming, resulting in up to 11 GB of RAM. Pretty incredible. But how does all of that translate to real-life gaming? Just as expected, the Helio G96 is capable of giving you the most bang for your buck when it comes to gaming performance. In Call of Duty Mobile, I had a really immersive and smooth experience. The Narzo 50 was capable of supporting a maximum of medium graphics with a high frame rate. Now, if you play more games like I do, FPS games like Call of Duty Mobile or PUBG and stuff like that, chances are you care more about frame rate than you do about graphics. For me personally, medium graphics in Call of Duty Mobile is more than enough, and it looks pretty good to give me an enjoyable experience while still maintaining that constant 60 FPS. The high refresh rate display in combination with the 180Hz of touch sampling gave me a very snappy, immersive, smooth gaming experience, and I felt way more connected to the game. Now, on the other hand, in a very graphically challenging game like Genshin Impact, you'll see the effects of a budget phone obviously, but it's not as bad as you'd think. On the lowest setting for everything and the frame rate set to 60 FPS, I was getting roughly 46 to 58 FPS in static scenery scenes with a few frame drops every now and then. And of course, if you guys have played Genshin Impact before, you know that during combat, frame drops are pretty common. With the Narzo 50, it dropped down to 30 FPS, maybe 28 during combat. To be honest, given the price of this, I would still take that as a pretty good win. Now, of course, if you drop the FPS to 30 in Genshin, you'll get a more consistent, smooth experience. Now, just like any other Realme phone, if you swipe from the left within a game, you get the gaming control center. You can choose your favorite performance mode, use additional features such as screen recording, touch optimization, notification management, and of course the system settings that show you your FPS, temperature, CPU usage, and stuff like that to give you a better perspective of how your gaming experience is going. All in all, for more casual games that aren't very graphically challenging like Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, just any battle royale game, this is a solid budget phone. You'll have a great time. With more challenging games like Genshin Impact, it'll give you a fun experience, but of course with some compromises. Like I said earlier, if you played at 30 FPS, you'll have a more consistent experience, but if you go for 60, you will see some drops. Now, before I move on to the last point, which is the battery, I have to shout out Realme for giving us the 3.5mm audio jack. It's simple, but it's such a great thing to still keep on here. Since it's only a mono speaker which fires at the bottom and there's no dual sound, you can easily block that speaker. Having the 3.5mm audio jack helps you plug in your headphones and give you a more immersive experience, especially when you're playing story-based games or even watching movies. So thanks for that, Realme. And finally, the last feature that makes this a great gaming phone, the battery life. The Narzo 50 comes with a pretty large 5000 mAh battery and supports 33 watts in fast charging. Provided in the box, you'll also get the 33 watt dart charger. The battery will comfortably last you a day on medium to high usage. However, if you're going to be gaming for hours on end with peak performance enabled and all the settings turned to the max, then of course it'll die a little bit sooner. That's not an issue though, because you do get the fast charging with the 33 watt dart charger, which will get you from 0 to 100% in about an hour. So these are the top features on the realme Narzo 50 that make this one of the best budget gaming phones in the market in 2022. If you want to see a more full review, we're going to link some down in the description where you can check out the camera and stuff like that. But this was really focused on just the gaming performance. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you again in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.